Hey! Hey, no, it's okay, I'm not a zombie!
Ivan had barely turned around when two zombies lunged at him. He swiftly used his gun stock to strike one, white powder splattering across his body. No time to figure out what it was. He drew his knife from his waist. A quick slash to the neck and another to the head neutralized the first. The second zombie charged towards the group, but Ivan aimed carefully and fired, only for a woman in the distance to scream, pointing at a mutated goat. As Ivan prepared to approach, he noticed the girls hurriedly fleeing, not even sparing him a glance. Confused, he followed them to their church, but the women continued to ignore him, sealing the doors once inside. Feeling slighted, Ivan returned to the group, reluctantly explaining what had happened. Warren felt the need to investigate, wanting to secure a safe place for Selena. However, something felt off about this place. Once inside, the situation matched Ivan's description. Every house tightly locked, no one willing to communicate. Soon, Cohen returned, explaining he had encountered zombies, finding a leg of lamb and some strawberry preserves for Warren. Warren asked why Cohen hadn't encountered any white powder. Cohen almost made an excuse, but before he could, the sounds of growling filled the air. Several zombies emerged from one of the houses, and Eddie stepped forward with a spiked club, bashing one down. The white powder splattered on him as well. Warren tried to help, but Cohen stopped him, suggesting ranged combat was safer. The locals, finally coming out, lent a hand. Ivan made quick work of the remaining zombies with a few well-placed shots. 3 minutes later, the church residents emerged, expressing that X-Squad shouldn't have come. Warren hastily reassured them that they meant no harm, only seeking a place for Selena to give birth. The man revealed that this area was dangerous for them, too. The white powder wasn't just dust, it was anthrax, a skin-transmitted disease that could lead to death if untreated. The group's expressions darkened, and Warren immediately urged them to leave. But as they turned to go, Ivan collapsed, burning with fever. Doc confirmed it was anthrax, and only antibiotics could save him. Doc, who often kept drugs hidden, went to check his bag, but just as he reached the car, Selena had another complication. They had no choice but to stay until she gave birth. Inside, the church's residents were dealing with their own sicknesses, all treated in a makeshift ward. A woman brought Ivan some water, feeding him half a tablet of ciprofloxacin, originally for livestock but effective for humans. The man explained the shortage, too many sick people, and only enough medicine to go around if they rationed. Doc felt the weight of the situation, as the community was barely surviving. Meanwhile, Warren and Cohen decided to head to a nearby town, hoping to find more antibiotics. As the church's supplies were nearly gone, the man reluctantly directed them toward Woodburg, a town farther away that might still have what they needed. Warren ordered Cohen and Eddie to go, while the man expressed his desire to join them, likely feeling an unspoken connection with Eddie. Back at the church, Selena's labor intensified, and Doc, clearly out of his depth, prepared to deliver the baby. Minutes later, the agonizing cries filled the air, echoing for miles. But half an hour passed, and the child still hadn't been born. Doc, trying to comfort Selena, reassured her with words, but Murphy, usually indifferent, found himself growing anxious. His first real show of concern for Selena, Warren, trying to ease Doc's worries, told him that childbirth was unpredictable, and there was no need to blame himself. Meanwhile, Eddie and Cohen had reached the town, finding the drugstore eerily quiet. No zombies in sight. They wandered through the store, finding useful items before heading to the medicine section. There, they spotted a figure sitting on the floor, uncertain if it was a human or a zombie. Eddie's cough startled the figure, who began to convulse, his face twisted in pain. The man, struggling with withdrawal, suddenly asked to be killed, having failed in his suicide attempt. After ingesting all the drugs, Eddie, unwilling to kill, hesitated. The man, desperate and delirious, pulled a needle from behind him, forcing Eddie and Cohen into a tragic decision. In the end, they did what they had to. The man was dead. As Cohen and Eddie left the store, the churchman arrived, staring at the body in disbelief. He saw the blood on the walls, and muttered, "You killed him." Cohen and Eddie exchanged confused looks. The religious man's words were laced with anger, but the situation left no room for doubt. Later, Warren, hopeful, approached the group, only to see their faces, expressing the grim reality. As they returned to the church, Warren was told of Ivan's worsening condition, feverish and vomiting blood. Eddie, too, had become infected, shocking everyone. Warren knew they couldn't risk their lives further. Doc suggested using Murphy's blood as a last resort, but Warren immediately refused. He wasn't willing to let them become like the others. Instead, they would search for more antibiotics, taking what was necessary from the church's supplies. In the end, Warren realized he had no other choice. This wasn't just about survival, it was about saving the world.
Warren, they'll all die.
They'll all die anyway. Like you said, with the rationing, none of them will get enough Cipro to survive.
It's your call, Chief.
As they made their way through the church, Cohen analyzed the situation, recognizing the lack of fighters among the residents. Their weapons were farming tools, and their chances of success were high. Still, he cautioned against unnecessary casualties. Once they were certain, they moved forward, guns raised, ready to take what they needed.